Yo, what is up ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy Dasky here with another Crusher Cars video. Now as you can already tell by the title of the video, this is going to be this 8,600 coin opening part 3 video where I'm also going to be doing question and answer. So before we get in the video, or I've already started, but as we're getting into the video, I just want to give a shout out, as I promised, to all my Instagram followers so far on my new account, king.dask. As you can see just on the left side of the screen, they're all my current followers. Now I just want to say these are my current followers at the time of me making this video. If you have subscribed to me since, I'll leave everyone's name in the description that is currently following me at the time of me posting this video. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, be sure to follow me, as you'll be seeing exclusive content and videos before I actually post the videos on my YouTube account. Now getting back to the video, what I'm going to be doing is answering your questions that you've asked me. So if we get straight into it, now XX space 26789XX smiley face asked, what is your favorite and least favorite car of each category? Example, common, rare, epic and legendary. So, my favorite car in the comment section is the Coaster, and my least favorite car would have to be the Truck. The Coaster is my favorite because it's one of the hidden cars in the game, which is cool, but it's also a long car which it's easy to pick up crowns and swivel around people with. It's also a fast car and I find it to be pretty strong. That's why it's my favorite car in the comment section. My least favorite car is the Truck, because if you haven't already seen my video, I did a video where I have to get 50 crowns with each car, and doing it with the Truck was almost impossible. I'm not even lying, I probably spent a day or two recording trying to get 50 crowns with the Truck. So if you want to watch that video, I recommend doing it and you can go and watch it. I'll leave the link in the top of the description. But this challenge was extremely difficult, I'm not gonna lie, and from that point just using the Truck for 2 consecutive days and dying always very close to the 50 crown mark, it became very tiring. So that's probably why it's my least favorite car. So now in the rare section, my favorite car without a doubt is the Phoenix. This car I was always using at the beginning of the game until I locked more legendary cars. It's a very fast, quick and very smooth car to drive. It turns very easily and it's just such an easy car to use, especially if you're a beginner. I highly recommend using this car. It was also one of the first cars that I maxed out the level with, so it had extra armor compared to some of my other cars, and that extra health allowed me to last longer in games. My least favorite car in the rare section would probably have to be the sprint car. This is because just turning with it I find it to be very difficult, because it does have a very large turn radius, so I can't do swift turns, especially when I'm in tight situations. Although it is a very fast car, I just find the handling with the car to be a bit more difficult. Moving on to the epic section, my favorite car would have to be the Dragon. This thing is a beast. The flamethrower, as you all know, is just insane. The range of it can get anyone, and it's just so easy to get kills with this thing, and it's so fun to use to get kills. Whenever I'm just getting tired and I feel like having a fun game and just killing people, the Dragon is what I often use. My least favorite car in the epic section, this is a very hard question because I like all the epics and I like all the legendary cars. But the least favorite in the epic section would probably have to be the limousine. This is because I haven't used it as much, so I'm not as good with it and I can't get as high scores with it. It's fun using the double cannon because you do have 2 cannons, which is easy to get kills with, but I just find it a bit harder to use than some of the other cars. And it's also a bit longer and I find it a bit easier to get killed with it. Now moving on to the legendary section, without a doubt my favorite car in the game is one of these legendary cars, so it has to be one of my favorite cars in the legendary section, and the car is a submarine. I love using the submarine because it's such a different car compared to every other car. You can just go into water zones and you'll be shot out of another water zone. And this is completely different to any other car because no other car has any ability that's like this car. So if anyone's coming behind you, you just go in the water and probably about 60% of the time they will follow you into the water and die, which is pretty funny. And then you come out of another water zone and have the chance to kill someone, and it just feels so satisfying killing 2 people in the matter of like 5 seconds. That's why I absolutely love this car. It's also a very easy car to control and drive around with, and it's pretty fast. Now my least favorite car in the legendary section, I can't think of one. I love them all, to be honest. I've played with all of them a fair amount of time, and yeah, each one has its own perk, which I find very useful, and I can always use it to my advantage. Like the ambulance, it gives me health packs, which is wonderful. The pirate ship is so fun because you get 4 cannons, just go into the middle of a battle and just destroy everyone in there. Likewise with all the other cars, they all have their own ability. The tank, pretty much it never dies. It takes a lot of damage to kill the tank. You got the speed car, which is so fast and no one can catch you, and you can just kill anyone that you want with it. You've got the monster car, which can get away from anyone so easily, and it's so big as well. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest car in the game, to be honest. And yeah, the submarine, it's just so much fun to use. Now the next question comes from Javin9106 Antoine. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. He says, Dasky, what is your favorite car on Crusher Cars? As I just said before, my favorite car on Crusher Cars is without a doubt the submarine. Moving on to the next question. Kartike AV asks, if Crusher Cars release a new hidden car, what should it be? Answer please in the next video, and only your personal idea. Yep, okay. So I believe going off the theme of each map, so if we've looked at the past 2 cars, we've seen we've seen the mummy car was found on desert, and the mummy obviously relates to a desert. And we also saw that the coaster was on narrow, and it was like a little roller coaster theme park where we found the roller coaster at. So going off the themes of each idea, if I was to look at the jungle map, it's a very Aztec, ancient vibe kind of thing. You see the Aztec temples, and it's got like an old traditional vibe with a wooden bridge that breaks and all that. So going off that idea, I think it'll be very cool to have the Aztec snake. If you don't know what this is, I'll post a photo on the screen right now. And this is what the Aztec snake is. It's pretty much a double-headed snake, and I really liked ancient history when I was in school, and I was really interested by the Aztecs. That's why I think it would be cool if you could add an Aztec snake. Now the next question comes from Saka. He asks, how much cars do you have? In the game I've got 58 out of 59 of the cars, and the one car that I don't have yet is the neon car. This car you unlock at a particular level. I'm not too sure what level it is. If someone does have the neon car, be sure to tell me down in the comment section below what level we unlock it. So yeah, I have 58 out of 59 of the cars, and hopefully soon I can unlock the neon car and play a video with it to show you all how it feels and how it plays like. Moving on to the next question, my boy ercenjoshua asks, can you solve a Rubik's Cube? And if you do, are you fast? That's my question. No, I cannot solve a Rubik's Cube. Yeah, I'm just not very good at them. I've tried before, but the only way I can solve a Rubik's Cube is if I take the stickers off and put them back on each face of the square. So yeah, I can only cheat to solve a Rubik's Cube. A random goat asks, what kind of new weapons would you like? I think there should be an invisible thing like for 10 seconds. Okay, that's a very interesting question. So I think a cool weapon that could be introduced to Crusher Cars would be like a supersized item box. So when you get an item box, your car, when you activate it, your car becomes much larger than what it normally is, and it can just smash everyone out of the way kind of thing. So it's pretty much like your car is on beast. It's like your car has been automatically gone to the gym and just become massive and can just smash anything out of the way. So your car's a lot more stronger and larger. Like that'll be pretty cool. Like imagine having one of the smaller cars, you get this power up, and then you become the size of the monster truck and you can smash the monster truck out of the way. I think that would be pretty cool and a pretty fun idea. And yeah, I think that'd be a pretty cool power up, to be honest. And yeah, that would be the power up / weapon that I would make if I could. Richardhre also asked, what is your favorite car? As I answered before, my favorite car is the submarine because it's so fun to use, and the way you play with it is so different compared to any other car in the game. As I said, you can go in water zones and pop out of nowhere where people aren't expecting it and just shoot them, and it's so fun to do so. And the last question I have is from John Dernity. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. If not, I apologize. He asks, what car do you think is the best to get a good score, and what is your favorite? Not the most fun, but just the best for fun and practicality. Okay, so as I answered before, my favorite car in the game is a submarine, and that's based on the most fun in the game. But if I was to bring fun and practicality into the game, And yeah, this is quite a difficult question. So probably the best car for fun and practicality, I would have to say, is either the Speed or the bumper car. I really like both these cars as well. The Speed, as you know, it's the fastest car in the game. It's very fast and it's very hard for opponents to catch you. And also the bumper car, it's also very similar to the Speed, but the good thing is it's a bit slower, but it's a lot smaller, so you can easily fit through small holes and dodge your enemies. That way you don't need to use speed to get past them, but you can just slide through any gaps and get past them. So this requires a little more skill to use, but it's also very fun. So yeah, that would probably be the most fun and practical car in the game, which would be either the bumper car or Speed. And he also asked, what do you think is the best car for getting a high score? I'd probably have to say, once again, the bumper car or the Speed car, or even the Phoenix in the rare section. If you don't have either of those two cars, I'd either recommend the Phoenix. Also, one of my good friends got 104 crowns with the common car. He used the classic racer. So if you don't have the Phoenix yet, you can always use the common racer. I don't know how he did it. He's a very, very good player. And yeah, that's another car that you can use to get a good score if you don't have either of them. So for now, I hope you all enjoy the video. If you do, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out my Instagram for exclusive content and news for when I'll be posting. And for now, Dasky out.